Hi there. Today I'm going to teach you how to make the perfect guacamole. First, I'm going to start out by telling you the ingredients you need. Then, I'm going to tell you how to choose those ingredients. Then, I'm going to teach you how to make the perfect guacamole. And the best parts for last, you get to enjoy that guacamole. For the perfect guacamole, you're just going to need a few ingredients. 3 ripe avocados, half of an onion, red or white, cilantro, approximately a tablespoon, 2 ripe tomatoes, and a lime. Then, to add a little flavor to it, you can add a dash of Tabasco and a bit of garlic salt. Now that we know just all what it takes to make the perfect guacamole, how do we choose those ingredients? The most important thing is the avocados. Once again, you're going to need 3 ripe avocados. To make sure avocados are ripe, you want to grab them a little bit. You want to make sure that they're soft, but not too soft. And then you can finally get into how to make the guacamole. The way I always start by making my guacamole is starting with the avocados. An avocado knife is the best trick in the book. It's a plastic knife, and you can see that you can easily use it to mash the avocados as well. So first we're going to start by slicing the avocado in half with the avocado knife, opening up the avocado, and then the best way is then to scoop it right out. This knife is the perfect way to do so. Scoop it right out into your large mixing bowl. Make sure that you take the pit out. And remember, you will want to have at least 1 pit to sit in your guacamole. This helps the guacamole from getting brown quickly. You have your avocados in the mixing bowl. You take your lime and you're going to squeeze it all over the avocados, and this also, squeezing your lime on top of the avocados before adding the rest of the ingredients does prevent the avocados from browning quicker, which makes your guacamole last even longer. The next step is to mash your avocados. This is where the avocado knife comes in handy once again. You can just use the knife and mash up the avocados that already have the lime juice on them. Now that you have your avocados mashed, it's time to slice up your tomato. Some prefer diced tomatoes in their guacamole, and some prefer the tomatoes a little bit thinner. So how I like to start is I like to start by cutting them in thin slices, and then you can go from there and dice them up. However thick or thin you prefer in your guacamole. Now that you've chopped up your tomatoes and diced them, it's time to add your onion. So next you want to chop up an onion. I prefer to use white onion in my guacamole, but some people do prefer red. Whatever you prefer is great. So make sure that you have a sharp knife, and I use about half an onion most of the time, sometimes even 1/4 of an onion. It depends how oniony you would like your guacamole to be. So we're just going to chop up the onion into small pieces. Now that we have both the onion and the tomato chopped up, it's time to chop up our cilantro. Fresh cilantro is the best. You definitely can buy it as a spice, but it is best to use fresh to make the perfect guacamole. So what we're going to do is we're just going to chop up the cilantro leaves, because don't forget we need about 1 tablespoon of cilantro for the perfect guac. Now that you have all of your ingredients ready to add to your avocado, it's time to do so. So here we have our mashed up avocados. We can smash them just a little bit more before adding our ingredients. Make sure that all the lime juice is still absorbing. And then next, we're gonna add the rest of our ingredients. So first we have our 1 tablespoon of cilantro. And then we're gonna add both our tomato and our onion. Now, what I always do is I prefer to make sure that all of this is being stirred up together. Now that we have added all of our fresh ingredients, it's time to add the Tabasco sauce as well as the garlic salt. So what I like to do is I do like a little kick to my guacamole. So I take the Tabasco and I just add about 3 hints of Tabasco in there. Obviously, if you love spice, add as much as you want. But I just like to add about 3 little hints. Next, it's time to add the garlic salt. This is kind of whatever you want to do. You can see tons of recipes online that often tell you just add a tablespoon of garlic, salt, or powder. But I love the salty taste in my guacamole, so I just sprinkle it until I think it's good. Then you can see, then you just want to mix all of that together once again. Now your guacamole is complete. Yum. Looks delicious. Put it in a cute decorative bowl. Don't put it in a cute decorative bowl. Whichever way that you want to eat it is just fine. Grab some friends. You can take it to any party. Just make sure that you don't forget the tortilla chips. Now, the very last step of your guacamole process. You get to try it. I often recommend the chef should taste the dish before anything. And it's great. There you go. The perfect way to make the absolutely perfect guacamole.